Filipino Elvis look-alike destroys the stage, Simon Cowell freezes before hitting golden buzzer. From the moment he stepped into the blinding glow of the stage lights, everyone felt something shift in the air. The massive AGT theater, usually buzzing with chatter and nervous laughter, fell into an uncanny hush, as if every soul inside sensed that the young man standing there wasn't just another contestant. His slick-backed hair, his sharp jawline, and the vintage jacket glimmering under the spotlight made him look like a ghost from another era. But it wasn't just that. It was his eyes, soft, uncertain, quietly hopeful. His name was Rafa Cruz, a 23-year-old Filipino singer who grew up in the small fishing town of Navotas. But here, thousands of miles from home, he looked like a man on the brink of rewriting destiny. "Tell us why you're here," Simon asked, leaning forward, not with skepticism, but with a rare flicker of curiosity. Rafa inhaled slowly. "I'm here, for my mom," he said, voice trembling just enough to reveal the truth. "She raised me alone. She worked 3 jobs. She gave up everything so I could chase something, anything. Music was the only thing that made her smile when life was hard." He paused, swallowing emotion. "She loves Elvis. She used to tell me, 'Son, your voice is a gift. If you ever get the chance to share it, promise me you won't be afraid.' So, this is me trying not to be afraid." A soft murmur swept through the crowd. Even the judges, who had seen thousands of dreamers, looked moved. But no one was prepared for what happened next. The first chord played, and when Rafa opened his mouth, the theater exploded. His voice carried the warmth, the grit, the effortless swagger of Elvis Presley, not as an imitation, but as though the music had found a new vessel in him. His tone wrapped around the room like a memory, a force powerful enough to make strangers gasp, cheer, even cry. Yet behind the Elvis sound was something uniquely his, pure, earnest, humble. Halfway through his performance, something unexpected happened. A woman in the audience stood up, trembling. In her wrinkled hands, she clutched a faded photograph of a young soldier, her husband, smiling in his army uniform. "He loved Elvis," she whispered. He sang this song to me the night before he was deployed." The camera caught her tears as she pressed the photo to her chest. The crowd softened. Some wiped their eyes, and Rafa, seeing her, didn't falter. He leaned into the moment. His voice grew gentler, more tender, carrying not just melody but compassion. It was as if he was singing for everyone who had ever loved and lost, everyone who had ever held onto music to survive grief. By the final note, the audience was on their feet. But Simon Cowell didn't move. He just stared, frozen, stunned, completely still. His hand hovered over the golden buzzer, suspended in disbelief. Rafa looked at him, uncertain. The whole room held its breath. I need a moment," Simon whispered, standing up slowly. "Because what you just did," he gestured vaguely, unable to form words. "That wasn't a performance. That was healing." Then Simon turned toward the woman with the photograph. "Ma'am, what you felt tonight, we all felt it. And he gave us that gift." Rafa's eyes widened. "Sir, can I give her something?" The audience watched as Rafa stepped off the stage, approached the elderly woman, and gently asked, "May I sing the last verse, just for you?" Her hands trembled. She nodded. No microphone, no music, just Rafa's raw, unfiltered voice echoing across the silent theater. It wasn't loud, it wasn't flashy, it was intimate, vulnerable, an act of pure kindness. The woman broke down, whispering, thank you, I felt him here tonight." Rafa squeezed her hand. "You deserve to feel that love again." And that was it, the moment that broke Simon. He slammed the golden buzzer with so much force the entire judges' table shook. Gold erupted from the ceiling in a glittering storm as the crowd roared. Rafa stared up, overwhelmed, tears spilling freely. Simon walked toward him, placing a hand on his shoulder. "Rafa," he said softly, "you didn't destroy the stage. You lifted everyone in this room. And that," his voice cracked slightly, "is what legends do." Rafa's smile trembled. "Thank you, for believing in me." But Simon shook his head. "No, thank you for reminding all of us that kindness and music can change people's lives, even if just for a moment." As Rafa stood under the golden confetti, arms raised, the camera zoomed out. And in that shimmering glow, he didn't look like an Elvis copy, or an AGT contestant, or a longshot dreamer. He looked like a young man who had turned his mother's sacrifice, a stranger's grief, and his own courage into something extraordinary. The message was clear. Sometimes the greatest power we have isn't talent, it's the kindness we share through it. And when we lift others, we rise too. And somewhere, far from the glare of cameras, a mother in a small Filipino home whispered through her tears, "That's my son."